The hottest name in Hollywood right now might be Affleck, but it might not be the one you're thinking of. Affleck.
I don't have anything big to say.
It's okay.
I know you've been around, and
I've just been getting Patrick settled in.
It seems like he's doing pretty good, huh? Considering.
I think he is, yeah.
I guess you don't know this, but I really kept in touch with Joe. It's been kind of weird for me not seeing Patrick. Oh, okay. I didn't know.
You could see him if you want.
Could we ever have lunch?
You mean us? You and me?
Yeah.
Manchester by the Sea stars Casey Affleck as a Boston janitor dealing with the turns and ins and outs of his life in the Boston area with his family. Also stars Michelle Williams, Kyle Chandler, many others. It's a story about grief and dealing with life. Is it something we'll be sad we've watched? Here's 5 things you might want to know about Manchester by the Sea. Oh yeah, it's award season. A lot of the big drama prestige movies coming out. Manchester by the Sea certainly is one of them. Let's start with Casey Affleck's performance in this, because that's kind of the big thing to take away. And there's a reason. It's phenomenal. And it's different. It's not like the typical prestige movie performances with lots of over-the-top tears or anger or playing, a type of character. It's almost this subdued internal emotion that's going on. It's like he holds it in, and yet somehow we understand it all. It's pretty impressive stuff, and I think more than anything else, it's what makes the movie a success. And I'm really glad that Casey Affleck is getting the attention. I've loved him since I saw him in Gone Baby Gone. He does great work. One of the things I love that he does here the most, we'll talk about this for number 2, the way he employs grief in this movie seems so real and so valuable. It gives you an empathy for people who are grieving. Grief is the centerpiece of this movie, and yet the way we experience that grief because of his performance is kind of new and fresh. So it's compelling, even though it's a topic you've seen before or heard about before, and not necessarily one you want to live through, but you go through it because you're learning something, and I think it's valuable in that way. One of the things the movie does that's really smart as well is the order it tells the story in. It's not linear. It doesn't go from beginning to end. It jumps around in time in a way that I think really compels you through the movie. Not only that, it trusts you as an audience member to figure that out. It doesn't put it on screen. Oh, now we're 5 years back. Okay, now we're in the present. Now, it lets you figure it out. And I love when a movie trusts the audience in that way. This movie specifically, because it's kind of a basic story on its front, really benefits from that nonlinear storytelling. And I think it's one of the things that makes the movie as good as it is. I also really enjoyed the other performances around Casey Affleck as well. And not just the acting, that was great, but I mean the characters. They're very well-rounded, and you understand his world. And when you have an understanding of his world, you can understand his motivations, where he's coming from, what's going on. So I thought that was done really well. And there's even a little bit of humor here and there in some of those characters, which is so needed in a story like this. So there's something really good about the world around him that allows him to tell the story that he needs to tell. So I think it's obvious that Manchester by the Sea lives up to its awards billing. However, wasn't perfect for me. In fact, there was a fairly major thing that I didn't like, and that's the ending. Now, a movie doesn't have to end the way I want it to story-wise, but I do want some thematic resolution, some little oomph at the end that drives home what the movie's trying to say, and I don't feel like this movie had it. Now, maybe that was intentional, but it didn't work for me. If it works for you, then great. Maybe you've got a perfect film here, but for me, not so much. Manchester by the Sea overall deserves the accolades that it's getting, especially in the performance department. However, not quite perfect for me. I gave it an A-. Thanks for checking out this Your Movie Friend review. We'll get to the Best Ever Challenge here in a bit. First, if you want to connect more, I'd love that. You can do that here on YouTube by clicking up here for other videos and how to support the channel. You can connect on social media. A follow on Twitter would be great. That's where I do most of my pop culture talking. Aaron Dicer, Aarondicer, if you want to connect there. And subscribe to the podcast, SiftPop, SiftPop. We do a weekly pop culture podcast that you might enjoy too. All right, on to the Best Ever Challenge, where you name the best movie ever in a particular category and also try to identify my choice, if I can talk. Let's do movies about grief. So best ever movie about grief. Mine points in one direction. Take a guess at mine in the comments. Leave your choice there as well. And as always, here's 5 extra seconds to hit subscribe. Just click the logo right down here.